What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So we have the final on the Mercedes-Benz Actros MP4 from revell, and well, this is actually a group build I went in with Jeff over at Just My Garage, the big group build, and it's done. It's finally done. So this is a beast of a kit. I gotta say, it was a lot of parts. I gotta say, it was really awesome kit. The whole thing went together pretty darn good, and I don't know, this whole thing went together super well. I'm really stoked on how well it went together. So Jeff, I want to thank you so much for hosting this group build again. I mean, it's pretty fun group build, and you know, it's kind of cool to get to do a big rig at least once a year. Once a year is more than enough, especially for me. This thing really kind of drew me out. But it's done. It's finally done, and get the final out and do the pictures, and I can put it in the display case and move on to something else. Hopefully, something not as complicated as this. But for what this thing being, it's actually not that complicated, to be honest. It's really a good kit. I'm not gonna lie. It goes together super well. There is a couple hiccups, a couple issues, but nothing too major. There's really nothing too major. You don't have to be worried about it. But let's get to the negatives first. And you're like, oh man, no negatives. Get to the positive. But trust me, if someone tells you want to hear good news or bad news first, you want to hear bad news first, then get the good news out of the way. Get the bad news out of the way, and then get to the good news. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. So let's get to the negatives about this kit. So the only negatives, there's not that many, to be honest. The only negatives is, well, the first negative was line up the body, the whole main portion of the body with the front bumper. Get the bumper on and line it up the door panels. So before, there was a huge heaping gap here. There's still a little bit of gap, but it was much better. Right now it's much better than it was. There was a huge gap. I mean, I could put my pinky finger between the door panel and the bumper. But we got that taken care of. We had to do some cutting, trimming, and all that fun stuff. But we finally got it fit, and it looks fantastic. And that's on both sides, the passenger side and the driver side. So make sure keep your eye out on the bumper. Make sure the gap's not too big. There's still a little bit of gap there, but it's still it's a lot better than what it was. So that's the first hiccup. The second one is being the interior going in the body. Now there's a couple issues there. Well, it's not issues. It's just like, yeah, hiccups, like I've been saying it. So there's a few ways you can put the interior in the body. The instructions has you build the body around the interior pan, and I think that might be easier way. But unfortunately, I took the hard way. I went ahead and assembled the whole body all in one. So the side panels, the front facial, and the back portion. I went ahead and assembled the body. Then, you know, one get it all one color. Then I went ahead and put the interior in. That was an issue right there. So that was a big issue. The interior was one hell of a pain in my, you know what, to put in the body. So it probably took me almost an hour just struggling with the interior to go in the body, because I went ahead and, you know, pre-melted and pre-assembled the body before paint. So if you want to take the easy way out, don't assemble the body part of paint. Just paint the body panels separate, and then assemble the body around the interior. But there's also an issue with that too, because, well, the body's already freshly painted and it's freshly in color, clear coat, whatever you've done to it, and then, you know, you gotta risk putting glue on, and yeah, risk to not get glue on your fresh paint job, and yeah, so both ways is kind of a miss. It's kind of like, oh, which one should I do? But to be honest, I probably would have. I think the way I took was probably the way I would have took anyway, because I would not want a chance me putting super glue on these panels without me getting glue on the actual body itself. So I think the way I did it was actually a pretty safe way. But man, it took me about almost an hour to put the interior in the body. Oh my gosh, I was getting so frustrated. But if you got it in, and don't give up on your progress. Don't give up. Keep struggling and keep at it, and you'll get it in. And once it's in, and once it's done, it's done. You never have to do it again. And obviously the interior is not glued in. It's really snug fit in there. So so um yeah, it looks that looks really good. Um this part actually is open, but the hinge was really messed up, and I was done with this kit. I'm actually just want to get this thing off my bench. So I didn't really care about this opening up. There wasn't really much to see under there. It's just a bunch of wires and stuff. So I didn't bother detail painting in there anyway. So I just had to glue this facial thing shut anyway. It doesn't matter to me because I don't play models. So it's gonna be in a display case, and it's just gonna sit in there. So I don't really care about that. But I love the facial of this thing. I absolutely love the front of this truck. It's so cool. So if you saw my one update videos, the grill here I did on carbon fiber. That was pretty awesome. I love how I did that. There's actually templates in the kits that's actually like silver, so I went ahead and just put masking tape over those templates and just masked that off and just copy it to carbon fiber decals. And I really love how I did that. That looks super cool. It really brings out the grill. The Mercedes-Benz has mesh behind it. That looks pretty cool. I love how that looks. And yeah, the whole front assembly went together pretty well, except the bumper, lining up the body. But windshield wiper, handles to pull the body down to get you to access the engine and stuff. I mean, that, all that went together super well. The mirrors went on really good. There's actually a bunch of mirrors. There's a mirror right here, and this mirror actually faces down on the front of a truck, so the driver knows how close he's getting to a car or whatever. And there's a mirror right here to face down on the passenger side, because this truck is so tall. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's so cool. Yeah, the whole thing looks fantastic. I'm not going to get much into detail of the chassis because I actually done a final review video on that separately. If you want to see the final on the chassis alone, there's a link. I'll also put a link in the description for the chassis final review video. So it kind of saves on time, so it's kind of good thing I did the final review video on the chassis. The cab, it does lift forward, but it does have a hard time doing it, so I'm not gonna do it on camera. I'm not gonna do it all. So, but just see the final review video on the chassis if you want to see the engine. The engine, is highly detailed. It's super nice. The engine in this kit is really nice. Yeah, like I mentioned, if you want to get this kit just for the engine, I don't blame you. The engine in this thing is so nice. So, but if you want to see that, check out the final review video on the chassis. I went over all that. But overall, this build was so awesome. I really love this kit. Minor those issues, but I mean the whole thing went together super well. The color is splash paints. I used the whole. I'm actually shocked this whole bottle lasted for this whole body. I mean, I'm really surprised. Splash paints midnight blue, and I'm really glad I went with this color. It is super cool. It's really cool color. And 2K cleared it, and wet sand it, polished it to give it that ultimate shine, and it looks super cool. Keep in mind all of the chrome parts you see here, the wheels, the chrome on the diamond plane back here, the emblem, the Mercedes-Benz emblem on the front. All that is chrome. Error parts is chrome. Disco error parts chrome. Keep in mind there's zero chrome in this kit. You don't believe me? Look at I'll put a link in the description also to the Unbox Monday I done this kit. There is zero chrome in this kit. So like the horns up here is chrome, no chrome. So if you want chrome parts, you are gonna have to paint it. So I did a how-to video on how to use Alclad paints, and in that video I did the Alclad chrome. So if you want chrome in this kit, you are gonna have to paint it. It's no option, because there is no chrome in this kit. It's all molded in color. It's all molded in gray and silver and white. So if you want chrome, you are gonna have to paint it. On the back portion, it looks really cool. License plate, tail lights. I mean, it's really cool. I got my grease on there. I showed you my grease technique on the chassis final. So if you want to see that, again, check out the final review video on the chassis. But overall, incredible kit. I really do love this kit, guys. If you never bought this kit, I get it. that's all I'm gonna say. Get this kit. It's really detailed. I mean, there is a couple issues with bumper and stuff and getting interior in. There's a few hiccups, but once those hiccups are gone and you get it done over with, I mean, this is such a beautiful model. I mean, this is really cool. And typically for me in the USA, these trucks are not in the USA. Obviously, this is a Euro truck, whatever you want to call it. So across the seas, literally across the sea trucks. So this is actually very cool. And you know, I don't know, these trucks are so cool. I want to build this truck for me for this year, scoop build, and heck, it was worth it. So Jeff, thank you so much for hosting the scoop build again. This is, you know, very cool. One semi truck a year is more than enough. So, but I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Maybe next year, if Jeffy hosts it again next year, maybe next year I'll probably do the MP3 version. So this is the MP4. The MP3 version, just in case you don't know, the MP3 version is like it's not as high quality as this one. This one is more fancier, what you want to call it. So the interior is more fancier on the MP4, which is this truck. The MP3 is more like a hard work truck. So it's not as fancy, I'm trying to say. So you know, for instance, these headlights are curved and stuff. The MP3 version, it just has square headlights. That's, you know, one example. So maybe I'll do the MP3 version, like the brother of this one. The MP4, like this truck, is more like a highway version, more like a highway truck. So, you know, it spends most times on the highway, you know, looking pretty and, you know, looking really snazzy out on the highway. But we're done. Finally done this truck. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think it turned out pretty darn good. I'm actually really happy with the result. So, but we're done. It's gonna go in the display case. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have a slideshow on this on my next video. It'll come out on the same day later today. So stay tuned to see the slideshow of everything being built from the ground up, and then stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll have some pictures of the final right here. So, but that's it for now. Jeff, thank you again so much for hosting it. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think it turned out pretty good, but I want your opinion. What do you think of the color? I think the color looks pretty cool. And the interior color, I think it really suits it with the brown and black. And yeah, all that fun stuff. But overall, do I recommend this kit? Absolutely. Get this kit. It's really fun. No issue. Just the bumper, you know, you have to fiddle with, and the interior going in the body. But other than that, the kit is a breeze to build. I absolutely love it. But that's gonna wrap up this video. Stay tuned, slideshow. But until my next video, we're gonna go ahead and get this one in display case and get a new build on the bench. Probably a much simpler build to calm down. But until my next video, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye for now.